Good morning, golfers out there. Are you ready to get a birdie on your next 18 holes? Well, I can't guarantee that, but I do guarantee that if you do these golf warm-ups before you get out there on the links, one, you'll have a better game, and two, you won't hurt as much afterwards, and three, you'll actually start to develop good movement patterns by consistently warming yourself up and learning how to get good movements. Because we know that when we move better, we feel better. So that's our goal today. So thank you for joining us. All you're going to need is a golf club and preferably a driver, a little bit longer shaft. So if you want to get that, and come on back and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to do is warm up our upper body, and this whole routine should take no more than 5 minutes. So let's start with some arm circles, and we're going to start nice and small. And we're going to slowly warm up our rotator cuffs and circle in a forward motion. And we're going to start to get bigger with our circles until we get nice big overhead range. And we just do this to about 10 to 12. And then we'll stop and we're going to reverse. Start with small backward circles. And again, get bigger until you get a good range of motion with those arms, starting to warm up the shoulders. Okay, shake your arms out. And now what we're going to do is some side-to-side swings. So we're going to have our arms in front of us, and we're basically going to act like they're rubber bands. Our arms are rubber bands hanging down in front of us, and we're just going to swing side by side. And we're going to do about 10 to 12 of these. And then we're going to stop, and now we're going to go diagonal, so front and back on one side of your body. And again, 10 to 12, just getting these different movement patterns down to help warm up all the muscles and all the various planes of motion. Okay, 2 more on this side. And now we're going to switch, do the opposite side. Diagonals, front to back. You should start feeling your back and shoulders starting to loosen up, and notice that, hey, this actually feels pretty good. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. The next one is called the Y. So we're going to swing our arms up, make a big Y. And 2, make a big Y. And 3, good. And as we reach up, try and pinch your shoulder blades together. We call that scapular retraction. And that actually helps us to engage our mid-back muscles, which we use when we do our golf swing. So 2 more of the big Ys. 1 more. Good. Now leave your arms up, and we're going to start with an overhead press. So we keep our arms down at a 90 and press, 90 and press. And what you'll find with all these warm-ups, sometimes depending on your level of fitness, 3 or 4 is all you can do, which is fine. Try and work every day to get a little bit more. Try and get up to at least 12 to 14, and then you'll find that you have a good warm-up. Okay, we're done with the overhead press. You need to grab a golf club. For me, I'm going to use my TaylorMade driver because this driver does real good things for me. So we're going to take our golf club in our hand, and then, or actually set it down, put the shaft down, and what we're going to do is do some leg swings. And we'll start with side by side, swinging your leg in front of you with a good range of motion, and again 8 to 10 times. And you'll feel those hips start to loosen. Feels better. Okay, and we'll switch to the other side. So here we go. Nice, easy swings that get a little bit higher, more of an arc as we warm up. And usually the leg that is doing the work to help balance, that's the side that we have our golf club on to help provide support. Okay, so now I'm going to switch hands and do the other side, but now we're going to go front to back swings. And again, 8 to 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Nicely done. Now we'll switch to the other side, front to back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do a circle with our hips. So put your golf club in the one hand, raise that leg, and do a circle outward. Okay, and it's just a nice quarter turn. And this helps open up our hips and our hip flexors. And this move is actually a little bit more involved. So if you can't get your leg raised all the way up and back, keep your toe on the ground and just open it up and come back down, and open it up and come back down, and you'll still get a really good effect. Now let's go ahead and switch to the other side. And again, the hip circles. And if you can't do those, keep the toe on the ground, rotate out. Good. 2 more. Nice. Now we're going to do some marching, and when we march, we want our knees to come up high. Okay, we're only going to do this for 10 to 12 times, so get them nice and tall. Okay, once we're done with those, we're going to take our golf club and we're going to put it over our shoulder, and we're going to bend back slightly into a side lunge, also known as a Cossack squat, because we're going to get our butt back behind us and get a good stretch on either side as we go back. Keeping our back neutral, meaning don't arch it. Should be nice and straight. Try and keep your chest upright as you do these. All right. Good. Now we're going to go into an air squat. So our feet should be just under our hips, and we're just going to slowly bend down, get to parallel, come back up. And this air squat is actually a very difficult move because we sit so much. And if you watch some videos coming up that'll help you become really proficient at squatting, like we used to be before we invented chairs, it'll show you some of the mobility and exercises to help develop or redevelop those muscles so you can get into a nice squat and actually sit at that bottom position for 10 minutes. Let's do 2 more air squats. Good. Nice. Now our next one is called the good morning, and I'm going to show you from the side. So with our golf club over our shoulders, push your butt back, come down forward, parallel to the ground, and come back up. Now notice my back stays neutral. I don't arch it, I don't round it. And what you're going to feel is a gradual pulling gentle along your hamstrings. So it's going to help loosen those up in the back of your legs. Again, these are called good mornings. And we'll just do 2 more. Good. Now after our good mornings, we're going to do a thoracic spine twist. So with the feet staying forward, you're just going to slowly twist to either side. Notice that my head and my eyes stay parallel or in coordination with my torso so that my neck does not really move. My torso will twist, but that's it. And this move should not hurt. Anything that hurts, you need to stop, and then we'll work through that little pain area, but we don't want this to hurt. This is just a general dynamic warm-up. Okay, after the T-spine, the next one we're going to do is a scaption move. So you're going to take your club down in front of you, put your hand on the top, and fully extend your arm and push up about an inch or 2, and you'll feel a little stretch, and it actually will stretch over by the rotator cuffs and back into the scapula. And we're just going to do that 5 times. Not much of a movement, but it actually does help with a good stretch up in the shoulder blades. And let's do that same thing on the other side. So again, push up, hold for 2, and release. Notice my thumb is up. Good, let's do 2 more. Okay, nice job. Now our next one is going to be some swinging. So again, we'll put the golf club here, and we're just going to do a little bit of gradual swinging. And you can notice my hips and knees are starting to flex and get into this movement. And you'll notice this also mimics when you start to drive how your one side is low. So we're just going to do a follow through, but because golfers typically golf with one arm is predominant, they never really work their other side and they get a muscular imbalance. So it's very important that we come over to this side and we work our stroke the same so that we can balance our muscles. Because when we become off balance, like from years of golfing, using the unilateral movements, we can have those imbalances, and that can affect our future drives and shots on the fairway. Good. Now, the last one we're going to do is just a paddling. Pretend you're in your rowboat or kayak and you're on the river. Just a little bit of paddling. And again, just helping to loosen up all the shoulder muscles. Get your hips in there and stop and reverse paddle because we need to go backwards. Nice. All right, the last thing we're going to do is set your club down. I want you to take a big breath. Inhale through your nose. Reach up as high as you can with your hands. Pretend there's a string tied to your head and it's pulling you up to the sky. After you've stretched completely, bring your arms back down. Exhale through your mouth. And let's do that one more time. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale on your way down. Because as you begin your golf game, you know that 80% of it is mental. So if we have the mental focus and we have our muscles all warmed up and some good muscular patterns, you're going to have a great game and you're going to feel great after with less pain. Thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you have a great day on the golf course. Thank you.